All right, guys, welcome back. This is the third week after spring break. So I hope you guys are still doing well, staying safe. Again, doing what you need to do, but hopefully in a way that you're being as safe as you can. I hope you're doing well. So a couple things for this week's update video. So first of all, sorry, I'm gonna mess with my camera a little bit here. First of all, just talk a little bit about the plan for the rest of the couple weeks we have left here. I should have talked about this in a little bit more detail last week, but here's a little bit more information. So far this last week's assignment, which was assignment number 7, that was this, right? So number 1, COVID-19 exponential exploration. That's done. Should be done, hopefully. This week's assignment, which I'll show you here in a second, is dueling and math. And then here's the plan for the rest of the few weeks we have. You're only going to actually have 2 more weeks of assignments, not including this one. So 3 total weeks, dueling and math. We're going to do something that's related to triangle trig in applying it to real world context, meaning you're going to get outside and do some walking, just like you're going to hopefully do a little bit of walking outside with this week's assignment too. I'll talk more about this next week, but if you have a chance and you can find a protractor app on your phone or device, or if you don't have a phone to be able to do that, we'll talk more about details next week, but that'll be something you'll need for this assignment. The 4th assignment here, you can see number 4. This is the opportunity for you to replace your IA score, the percentage score. Remember, you see 2 scores in the gradebook for your IA. One of them is the raw score. The other one is the percentage that actually counts toward your final grade here. So you'll have an opportunity to do a final paper 1 that will be an optional test. And so again, more details on that. But if you think at this point, you're going to want to do that final, it's not a final exam, but that final assessment to replace your IA score, please feel free to contact me, email me, and let me know. It'd be great for me to have a heads up of how many people are going to want to do that as well. And then week number 5, so that would be, so let's see, this week is the 27th. The next week, the triangle trig is going to be May 4th week, and then May 11th would be the optional final paper, and then May 18th that week is the wrap it up week, and that's just get everything done that you haven't done yet as much as you can for me, so nothing new, which should be helpful for a lot of you. So really, if you're not going to do the optional final paper to replace your IA score for your 9 weeks grade, then you're kind of going to be done after next week for me if you get stuff done, right? So use that as some motivation, hopefully to get you going here. Okay, so in this video, real quick, I want to look at the assignment for this week just to make sure you know what you're supposed to do. The homepage is updated. Again, office hours. Again, the newest week stuff is at the top. So week of April 27th, the assignment, it's right here. Before I click on that, if you haven't done the survey yet, please do that. I still would like some information about that from you. So please go ahead and do that. And then this assignment number 8, dueling and math, if you click on it, there'll be a few videos for you to watch and follow along with. And it's fairly interesting. This lady has a nice website, which you can find the resource down all the way at the bottom, of a lot more different videos that she does like this. But this one specifically is just going to ask you to do some doodling and looking at patterns that find their way to present themselves in nature. And so what you're going to do then is either option number 1 or option number 2. Option number 1 is going to be doodling yourself, kind of doing what she does in the video, or option number 2 is actually going to be going out, taking a walk, and finding some flowers. You can do as many as you want, but finding some flowers, taking a picture with your Angletron. So no matter which one you do, you're going to have an Angletron that is used to either create the doodle, as you can see my flower here, or using it to show that pattern that you see in the video in nature. Okay, so those are going to be your 2 options. I do hope you take advantage of going outside, whether you do the outside part of this assignment or not. Please get yourself outside. as always, maintain social distancing, but do get outside. So there's your assignment for this week. And then the rest of this video, if you are interested in hearing some of the responses to the questions that came up from the car loans quiz, where some of you asked some good questions, please stick around. If you don't really want to hear that, then other than that, there's nothing new other than just make sure you work on assignment number 8. This is the only one this week. That's the other thing I guess I was going to mention regarding the weekly plans here. We're really trying to kind of simplify it for you guys, and we're just doing one assignment. Maybe it has 1 or 2 parts, but one assignment for each week, where really it's at this point it's only going to really have one part, one thing that you turn in. Okay, so hopefully again that helps to take a little stress off you guys, while also keeping you engaged and keeping you thinking about some math here as you get ready to finish up your this year of schooling. Okay. So once again, if you are interested in hearing some of the questions that people asked about the interest rates, stick around. If not, you can go ahead and move on and do what you need to do. Have a good one if you're leaving. Otherwise, if you're sticking around, check it. We have some good questions. These are the questions listed here. What is a good deal on a loan? How people end up paying so much student debt, how to avoid that. A couple questions there all together. A good deal on a loan, that is really case by case, to be honest. So a good deal on a loan, I have a couple examples here. So these graphs at the bottom of this screen here, just looking at the 15-year mortgage rate, which would be a common length of a loan that you would get for a house. So that would be a house loan. The interest rate you can see over the course of the years from 1992 to 2018. You can see the interest rates have fluctuated and for the most part been going down. And this year, currently, as of April 24th, the current fixed interest rate is a 2.675. So that is pretty low compared to, if you notice back up here, 1992 ish. It was like it says 92 high, 7.96%. That is a crazy difference. So again, it really just depends. Now, I think there's another question where how do you are you affected by certain things in terms of what percentage you get? No, right? If you are going to ask for a loan for a 15-year mortgage, they would give you this rate, but then what we would be limited on would be how much you could borrow, right? And that all ties into what kind of funds do you have in savings already? How much could you do as a down payment? What kind of things could you put up kind of as collateral is what would help affect how much they would actually loan you. But the interest rate itself would be the same for everybody. Okay. Next question, is the interest calculated from how much the loan was, or is it how calculated by what the loan debt still is after a monthly payment? So the loan is the percent is calculated on the previous month. So your balance on the previous month. So yeah, if you pay it down, then the interest that's generated is based off that lesser amount. Okay. If you get money to pay off a student loan, can you, or do you have to stick to the payment plan? Again, that is another case by case. It's not very often where there is so basically most of the time there is not a problem for you to pay off the loan early. But sometimes there might be what they call an early termination fee, that if you were to pay off the loan early, then you would have to pay a fee to do that. And then if you just have to kind of weigh it to see if it's worth it. Most loans don't have an early termination or early payoff fee. How do you establish good credit? Beginning college students, and what will that have an effect on your loans you get? Most of the loans you're going to get are through FAFSA, right? So hopefully you've been filling that out. Your federal funding, there's no credit check run on your FAFSA loans, right? So federal loans, there's no credit check. But in terms of establishing good credit, it's just about making sure you're paying your loans on a timely fashion, so you're not late. I would say one way that's often said is to build credit is to use a credit card and to make sure you have a zero balance at the end of each month. That way you're not paying any interest. That's one way to help build credit. So as a college student going into college, you're not your credit itself is not going to necessarily be looked at. The other way that you also can get money loaned to you when you don't have any credit is through a co-signer, and oftentimes that would be your parents or other people in other circumstances, and that can help you get more money or whatever. So how many different loan types are there's so many. I guess it just depends on what you're borrowing the money for. I mean, there's mortgage loans, car loans, private loans, or I guess I'm not sure if that's the right word for it, but basically, like, if it's a loan to go on a trip, those are different than like a car loan or mortgage, those kind of things. I would say, I mean, there are places that loan money for super high interest rates. Like it's like the next, you're going to get your paycheck in 2 weeks, but you need it now. So you go to like the fast pay or whatever they call them. Stay away from those. You're gonna gut you. Is there a limit on how much money, how much loan you can loan or get loaned? Yeah. I suppose again, it depends on what you have in savings, what value you have that could be used as a collateral, quote unquote. I wish that would disappear. Is that going to disappear? No. Can't see there's my things there. There we go. Is the interest rate fixed or does it depend on the applicant? I kind of answered that a little bit ago. Most of the time, if it's like a car loan, if it's a mortgage, those are fixed. And then it's the amount of money that they allow you to borrow is what is kind of different from applicant to applicant. And then last question, isn't it bad to do long loan payments? That question was kind of answered in that activity or that week's work when it asked you to look at the difference between a 10-year loan versus a 15-year loan. And I think most of you answered that where, yeah, 10-year loan, you pay less interest, right? 15-year loan, you pay more interest. I would say common mortgage, right? So school loans, sorry, not school loans, home loans. A lot of the common ones are 30 and 15. 20 is a common one in there too. But yeah, obviously, if you take a loan for 30 years versus 20 versus 15, you're going to pay less interest. In other words, it's going to cost you less to borrow that money. Okay. So if you stuck around, if you have any other questions, shoot them my way. Can't promise I have answers. I researched some of this stuff as well. I don't know a lot of this stuff off the top of my head necessarily either. So if you have other questions or you're not sure or unclear, just ask. See if we can get answered. And if you did stick around, again, I hope you enjoy the week. Get out, do a little bit of math, look for some patterns, look for some flowers, and enjoy your week. Okay. Good luck. Again, stay safe. Hopefully stay healthy. See ya.